What's up, co-reporters, and welcome back to my channel. I've got some pretty juicy Mackenzie Standifer and Ryan Edwards news that just might shock you guys. So The Sun has a video that they just published yesterday featuring Mackenzie and Ryan outside of his rehab facility. It's got the internet going wild. People think they're back together, and as a matter of fact, Mackenzie has deleted her Instagram account since this video came out. This is a screenshot that I took from my desktop, and you can see it in the search bar, her actual Instagram name that is typically there. So I guess a lot of people gave her a lot of grief for being seen out with Ryan, and she decided it's best to just deactivate her Instagram account, which I do think is a really good move for her because she's already dealing with so much. Now, let's get into the video, but before we get into the video, while I tee it up, let me just remind you guys, Ryan is out of jail for now. They decided that they were going to give him his millionth chance to go to rehab, and he completed 2.5 months of sobriety so far. And so now he's in the halfway house. And as part of his agreement, he has to do some sort of like family reunification classes or something like that. So I personally believe, or counseling or something. So I personally believe that that is the reason why Mackenzie is there, for like some sort of class or like therapy session or whatever on the grounds of his outpatient treatment center. So I don't think it's fair to automatically assume, hang on, let me load this video because I know my internet. I don't think it's fair to automatically assume that they are in a relationship. Although it very well could be the case because Mackenzie is wearing her rings again. And even before this, she did go back to wearing her rings around the time. Go back to my not my website, go back to my YouTube channel or search Mackenzie Standifer Grace Report and Botox or something like that, filler, because I did a video maybe 1 month ago featuring Mackenzie showing off like her getting like Botox and filler and stuff. It was obviously a promo post. And in those videos, she was wearing her wedding rings again. And so a lot of you guys commented on it and whatnot, but I just kind of left it at that because, you know, it's not uncommon for people to keep wearing their rings until the divorce is finalized. And her and Ryan's divorce is not yet finalized. So to me, I found it normal. But let's go ahead and watch this video of the two of them together. And you let me know if you get a romantic vibe or not. Okay? So this gray-haired man right here is Ryan, and that's Mackenzie. To me, it looks like she's really like emphatically trying to explain something to him. She throws her hands up in the air like this bucket head. They're just going for a walk. Nothing to me seems romantic about this, to be honest with you guys. There's a good amount of distance. There she goes, throwing her hands up. Here she is explaining to him like he is not very intelligent again. Again, she does. She doesn't seem pleased with him, you guys. Nothing seems romantic to me here. If you think that this seems romantic, please let me know in which way. And I don't say that sarcastically. This is a genuine question. Like looking at this, like where do you see like love in people's eyes, the twinkle, anything like that? To me, it just seems like she's explaining, you know, perhaps how certain things he does makes her feel or whatnot. Ryan seems like, you know, he's not really getting it. He seems like rather defensive or just like confused or something like that. Like I'm just not seeing it. And especially when you look at this image of Mackenzie, this very like heralding, heartbreaking image of her in her completely destroyed house after Ryan got finished with it, calling her all sorts of derogatory names like the B word, the C word, slut, whatnot. Like, do you really think that she's going to get back together with him? I personally do not think so. In fact, I'm actually quite surprised that the rehab facility has allowed Ryan to be around her unsupervised, you know, because anyone who does this sort of thing, and then the way he harassed her on the internet and everything, in my opinion, he's dangerous to her. So I am kind of curious about when the restraining order was actually dropped. I know that in court, the judge said that Ryan had the right to only contact Mackenzie like as like a mediator for the kids. Like, hey, He calls, she picks up, says hello or whatever, or just hands it to the kids. That's the only type of contact that I was aware of him being allowed to have with her. Like last I checked, there was a restraining order in place. So I am curious about when it changed to him being able to be around her after doing such horrific things to her, both in person and online. So why don't we go ahead and see if the article has any sort of information that would clarify this for us, shall we? So here we go. The US Senate can exclusively reveal shocking new video and photos. Okay. Ryan did a lap outside the facility with a fellow patient before Mackenzie joined them. She's 26 years old. Jesus, what a life to live at 26, right? My God. And I don't mean that in a good way. The patient then left the exes alone as Ryan and Mackenzie did 5 laps on public sidewalks around Cadiz before parting ways. 5 laps, you guys. This, again, it just sounds like a little visit for, perhaps rehabilitative purposes. During the walk, the exes had moments of laughs and flirtation, though the dude did not touch her in the encounter. To me, she did not seem to be flirting. She seemed like she was really trying to get him to understand something, but I digress. Mackenzie wore her diamond wedding ring while Ryan did not have his band on. Embarrassing, really. A majority of their interaction involved heated and emotional conversation. There you go, the real deal. At times, Mackenzie could be seen dropping her arms in defeat, like I told you guys, and appeared to be frustrated as Ryan spoke. As for Ryan, he seemed defensive as Mackenzie passionately explained herself. There you go. At one point, the two sat down in a parking lot and continued their tense conversation. They did not hug or kiss when she left. Voila. Voila, it's not romantic. So the idea that people might have been harassing Mackenzie over this is just wild. She's stuck with this man. She chose to go ahead and have kids with this man that she knew was hooked on drugs, like some people are hooked on phonics, right? That she knew was a toxic man to his ex. So now, unfortunately, she has to deal with him on a permanent basis, just like his ex has to deal with him on a permanent basis, okay? So please, you guys, don't harass her over this. It's just ridiculous. Let's see. Is there anything else that might be interesting to talk about here in this article? Is there anything else that they're telling us that might be juicy? Okay, this is what they wore, blah, blah, blah. Ew, a source close to Mackenzie is telling The Sun that despite everything that's happened between them, there are still feelings. Well, I hope they're not feelings that shall be acted upon. Honestly, I can't imagine someone having feelings for someone after being treated like that so publicly, and then having their, not only their home, but like for the children, like the children's place, like they cannot go home anymore because this man did this, and there's still feelings there. Honestly, I feel like sometimes some people have no pride. My God, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is crazy to me. I can't imagine all of these crazy manifestos scribbled about by a madman, and there are feelings. I thought she moved on to a new man. Isn't that the whole reason why Ryan was angry? She got with a guy with clean hands who knows a certain lady named Palmolive and moved on. So why are we talking about there being feelings between she and Ryan? Is that true? I don't know. I have a hard time believing it. But at the same time, stranger things have happened, right? And like we talk about all the time, the cycle of ABUSC is complicated, it's tricky, it's nonsensical. So this would be kind of par for the course with an ABUSE victim. Of course, from the outside looking in, it's very disappointing, but the psychology of it is just very complicated, even for her. I'm sure that she probably hates that she feels this way, if she does in fact feel this way, about this terrible, awful person. But what can you do? Guys, how do you feel about this? Do you really think that Mackenzie might be thinking about calling off her divorce from Ryan Edwards? Are there real feelings there that may be acted upon between the two of them? Is it a good idea for her to get back together with him? Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.